Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today it is the day before I go eventing. It's the day before my very first British eventing competition. We are going affiliated for the first time ever, which is so exciting. And now that I've got into the swing of eventing and I hopefully know what I'm doing, I know you guys have wanted me to do a sort of get ready with me to go eventing, show you what's in the box, what I pack, how I prepare, and all of that fun stuff. So that is what we are doing today. So I'm actually running tomorrow at Epworth. I'll go in here in case it's a bit windy. So as I was saying, I'm actually running tomorrow at Epworth, which is a local event to me, so that's good. And I've got a very late run. I don't go down to dressage until 5:30, I don't think. So yeah, it's a very late run indeed. Which means I don't need to worry too much about preparing today, but there's a lot I always do the day before I event. Even if I was eventing at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, I would still bath Percy and plait him up today. Mainly because the reason I do that, last time I've only ever tried to plait him up and bath him the day of an event once before, and he really stressed him out. So I'm going to keep to the same routine. And a lot of this is routine for me, routine for him, and sort of like mindset training as well. So I thought I'd start by showing you the box. Now, most of my stuff actually stays on the box. I never properly unpack my box, and the fact that some people do really scares me, because I'm like, if I did that, I would forget everything. So I only have a little 3.5 ton box. It's not like a massive one, so we can't fit loads in here. So underneath the seats, I always keep a first aid kit, a rider and a horse one. So that's under these, but I'm not taking everything off to show you that. But the rest, I'm going to show you what I leave on the box. So I'm going to flip the camera around in a second. So the first day is always spent packing this thing. But I do try and keep it quite organised. So on this side, this is my grooming kit and cross-country side as a general rule. So over here, I have this grooming kit, which I might go through in a minute and actually show you the variety of stuff that I take. I don't actually know everything that's in here. I literally, anytime I think of anything I need, it gets shoved in this bag. So as well as that, I've got my body protector. It's really important that you make sure your body protector is up to the 2018 standard, which is on this side. As you can see there, that little blue thing. If you are thinking of going eventing, you must be up to standard. If it's 2019 and it's purple, that is not going to get you on a cross-country course. So body protector, skull cap again for BA. It's tagged for Pony Club, but it's the same tag. It just means that it's okay for this year. I have got this hat cover on, which isn't actually the one I'm going to be wearing tomorrow, because Epworth is running a cancer charity event, so everything needs to be pink, so I need to change that. And then in here I also have my body protector cover. This is race safe, always get asked where that's from. And a hairnet. I always keep a hairnet in the hat, otherwise I will just forget to put it on. So that's sort of like my little setup for cross country. I always keep a load of these micro flannel cloth things, just because then if Percy's like, you know, when you've warmed up and their mouth's all nice and soft and they've got loads of saliva around them, we can just wipe him and keep him clean. If we need to wipe him for any reason, I've just got loads of those stashed. These from B&M, they come in packs of like 4 or 6 or something. So I just keep buying loads of those and keep a clean pile there. So I don't put my tack in the box until tomorrow morning. The reason I don't do that is obviously because I don't want it getting stolen, but also I like to just check my tack beforehand. I'm really OCD with my tack. No one else is allowed to tack up my horses. No one else is allowed to touch it. No one else is allowed to clean it. Really OCD with my tack. But anyway, so this side is the side that my jump tack normally goes on. Is it jump or dressage? Anyway, I put one of my saddles here and then the other one over there. Percy has a dressage saddle and a jump saddle, so we take 2 saddles and we take 2 bridles. He wears the same bridle for show jumping and cross country, and then a different bridle for dressage, but we will put that on tomorrow morning, which I will film. So then back to this side just to finish it off. So first up I have my number bib. This is from when we ran Eland last. I think the numbers are printed for me tomorrow at Epworth. I actually need to check that. So I'll just slot that in tomorrow. This is one of the Woofwear bibs that is just Velcro on the side, so you can just slot them in really easily. It's got my remembrance ribbon on it for Georgie, which I'll be keeping on. I actually picked that up at my last event. I thought it was really lovely that they were giving those away. Then in here, this is my show jacket. So in here, I keep my show jacket with my stock. I have a ready-made stock because I am not going to be tying one of those. And I always keep that in there. So literally, as soon as I finish, I put it back if it needs a wipe down or anything. And then that just stays in the box, because that is one thing I would definitely forget. So that's sort of this side of the box. Then coming down, this is my water container. This will get filled to the top, ready for tomorrow morning. We have my steps to get on Percy, and then this, I have two buckets here. So the big bucket is his water bucket that's kept clean, and then the smaller bucket is his wash off bucket. So this is all the items I use to wash him off. So we've got these two cloths. One's wet from today because he went out and did dressage and we wiped him off with that. But I always keep two that we kind of use all the time. And then we have a sweat scraper, obviously, kind of self-explanatory, a sponge, a brush. This is like the best brush ever for getting those really stubborn marks off after cross country or anything, or like if you need to clean the hooves or something like that. So that's really handy and really gross apparently. I've got some hot oil bits just in case if I do wash him the day before and then I just want to give him a hot cloth the day of. I have two varieties of cooling gel. This one I don't really rate, it's the NAF one. This is just in here for in case I run out, to be honest. I don't really rate that one. This is the one I tend to use, which is the Keratex one. This works a lot better, you can actually feel it cooling. Although I will also bring ice boots as well. So I ice boot, then I put this on, then when he travels home he actually has his, what are they called? Socks. They're like cooling socks. I'll show you them later when we pack them. Phaser, this is his fly spray, and then the NAF off. This product by NAF is actually half decent. This is a stain remover. Again, just day of show if he's like pooed down his legs or suddenly got a grass stain or anything. So that's all of his cleaning stuff for pre-show and after he's ran. Then we come around to this side. Now this side is not really got much going on. So then I've got a selection of ears. These are the ones that are padded that I generally wear for everything, and then there's a pair under there that aren't padded. I really find these noise cancelling ears really help from Woofwear for running, and to be honest I ride in them pretty much constantly now. It just makes my life a bit easier. And then I have a selection of caps, a Premier Performance and an Ariat one, because on show day my hair looks an absolute mess. I've normally got a line on my head from where I've been wearing a hairnet, so they just get chucked in here. This is just a selection of treats. So we've got these NAF Appy treats, which are their current favourite. They're my human calm bites. I don't actually need these really anymore, but I used to live on those on show days. And then these are some of the Silvermore ones. So kind of depends. Snippy prefers the NAF, Percy prefers the Silvermore. I take a selection. And then next to that we have the cookies. So Gutties cookies. Percy always gets one of these before travelling. I just think it settles his stomach. And then calming cookies for if he's feeling a little bit spicy and ready to event. Then I have my groundwork whip. This is mainly for getting Snip on the box. Sometimes she needs a little bit of encouragement behind her. Then I keep my baton here. This is the only whip I ever really use. It's just my baton for show jumping and cross country. My boots, which are actually miraculously clean. So these are the Ariat Showtime Palisade ones. And I actually have cleaned these. They are looking very clean for me. Keep my boots in the box. Don't put them in a boot bag because that takes extra time up. My very battered carbon hat, which again I wear for everything, obviously not the cross country. That's got my spurs in it that need a clean. Gosh, okay, we'll take them out to clean them. And my gloves in there. So this is kind of like my dressage show jumping side of the box. And then the Car and Day & Martin, is it Belvoir? Yeah, balsam. This stuff, best thing ever, especially if your boots are dirty and you need them to look clean within seconds. Really good. I also use that on my tack normally the day of a show as well. And then over here we have the Poop Scoop, the Tidy from Red Gorilla. It's the one with the little brush on and then a little scooper. Just really handy for keeping the box. So that is everything that lives on the box all the time. Anytime I take my horse anywhere, this is everything I take with me, which to be honest is the majority of what I need. So for the things that I bring like the day of or the day before the show, normally it's my eventing shirt, which is a really safe one, but this is just my cross country long sleeve top. It's pink for the breast cancer event that I'm running, so not my usual but just a cross country top. And then I have all of Percy's boots in here. These have all been through the washing machine, so I wash Percy's boots before every event just so they're nice and clean for him, no sand irritating his legs or anything. So they're all woof wear boots. He's got his tendon boots there, and I tend to line these up next to my boots. His fetlock ones, so that's show jumping covered. And then for cross country he has the Ivent event boot. That felt like it was the wrong word, but it's not. So he has those back and front. And then I've also introduced some overreach boots. These are the no turn Ivent overreach boots as well. Basically one of my friends had a really bad overreaching accident the other week and it has scared the living bejeebus out of me, so now he has overreach boots on as well, which do you know what, I should have really had on him from the start. He's never overreached, but it's just, why would you not when there's a chance they could? So yeah, all the boots go down there just so it's ready for me. I've got some spare gloves which I'm just going to chuck in the orange box. Over trousers, so these are waterproof Ariat trousers which are really handy. So tomorrow, once I've got changed into my whites, into my competition gear, I will then put my over trousers on to avoid getting them dirty. But I do bring with me, which will stay in this bag, 2 pairs of Ariat white breeches. I've got the pull-on pairs which I don't tend to wear, and then I've got the actual breeches. So they will stay in this bag. Let me just turn this around because my arm is aching. So yeah, those are there. And then I also have my top. So this is my competition top, which looks like nothing when it's just been screwed up and put into a bag. But that's my clothing sorted for tomorrow. Because I'm running late, I won't be putting on my competition wear probably until just before the show. And then I don't normally tape my boots because I've never really needed to, but I saw that they had pink tape, and I thought, seeing as it's for breast cancer tomorrow, that pink would be nice to have on his boots. And then here we go with all of the kind of rubbish that I also bring. So for hair stuff, I bring hairspray and my hair gel, just because my hair's going a low bun and that just makes life a bit easier. All of this will stay in this bag and just stay in here. I even bought a pink bun holder, which I thought was quite cute for tomorrow. A pink scrunchie, this brush that just smooths my hair in loads of bobbles because it'll take me forever to get it into a nice bun. Some pink Ariat socks because even though people can't see them, you know, gotta wear pink tomorrow. I've got my pivot, which is actually for filming me bathing him later. Another brush that actually squishes my hair down and makes it look neat. Another tin of this because I am obsessed. This is actually a spare number thing. So these are the spare numbers, and then these are little slots that actually fit in here. So if, say, I got to the event and they hadn't printed the numbers, or I'd forgotten to print my numbers or something, I have this always as a backup, and there's 2 to go on either side. So this just like lives in here in case I need it. I've got my another Georgia Campbell ribbon. That one I made before I knew they were handing out these really nice ones, so I've got that in there as well. Just a spare one. And then I have this plaiting wax, which actually needs to go into the stables because I plait before I leave, so I don't need that in here. So yeah, I'm going to pop all that back and I'll show you what the box looks like when it's all sort of ready. So the only other thing apart from the tack, which I've explained comes in later, that I take is some feed for Percy. So Percy is a bit difficult with feeding when it comes to events. He won't eat his hay on the way there, he won't eat his haylage when he's stored and all of that, so we have to give him quite a bit of feed. So I take my Dengie chaff with me and some alpha beet. Oh, sorry, just open that. So I actually bag up his feed and give him several little feeds throughout the day, so that I know he's getting his stomach line, that he's getting his fibre that he needs, and so that he's eating a regular amount. Basically this also light what he's on, we can use this as a forage alternative for him for the day while he's out competing. So I don't need to worry about the fact that he's not particularly eating any haylage, because he won't eat his haylage, but he will eat this. So I'm going to bag this up for him now, and basically we mix it with alpha beet, which is this stuff. So this is the alpha beet. As you can see, it's just a pellet that's then made into a mash when you add water. This is really good because you can add as much water as you like, so it can be really good for hydrating them. We can use this, or we can use something like the Premier Performance Fibre Hydration Mash. Personally, because I'm trying to get Percy's chaff into him, I will use this after my cross-country run when we finish, but he's fed this throughout the day. So this is made up for his feeds tomorrow. This isn't actually for me to take. I will make some up by putting it in here first thing tomorrow morning, which you'll see. So yeah, I'm going to bag up his feed now anyway. So because of the times tomorrow, Percy will have his breakfast as usual and his lunch as usual at home. Basically all he has for breakfast and lunch is the Ulcer Light and the Alpha Beet, just obviously more of it than I'm going to feed him at the event. So we're not there, like my times aren't really spread out. Some events I have like 2 hours in between my dressage and my show jumping, which is where I'd give him a bit more feed. Basically what I'm giving him tomorrow will be a feed before we warm up and tack up for dressage. That's just to line his stomach. I'll actually probably give him a small feed before he even gets on the box to line his stomach, a feed when he gets there to line his stomach. I'll give him the option in between sort of show jumping and cross country if we have time for him to have a bit of chaff as well. We might not have that time, and then his final feed will just be sort of a watery mash. Who is ringing me? Go away. So I find, because obviously I don't want to take an entire bag of feed on the box with me, I find it helpful to put them in these little zippy bags that we have down here that we just keep reusing. So he only actually needs like 2 bags full. I always kind of take more than I actually need. But provided he's got a stomach full of chaff, it's enough fibre to keep him going. So that's 1. And as I say, we kind of reuse these bags all the time, so. There we go. And he's on Ulcer Light, just with him being more of a stressy horse, just help keep those ulcers at bay, because he would be one that's predisposed to ulcers, which is why I'm so particular about how he's fed at a competition as well. But yeah, if you are struggling to get your horse to eat at competition, don't stress too much. You can just kind of give them chaff and something in it to, you know, encourage them, which is what the Alpha Beet really does for Percy, and it helps because gets those calories he needs. So like I said, the Alpha Beet, which I use as a hydrating mash, I will mix it tomorrow. I won't mix it tonight, but I do have this bucket. It's actually from some old treats that he's had, that I'll put a scoop of the Alpha Beet into. That's the wrong bin, this is the right bin. And then I will actually soak that just before we go so that it's already soaked, it's in a nice sealed container, so if the box is, you know, on bumpy roads or anything, it's not going anywhere. That much should do. So now I can just pop his Ulceli and his Alpha B in there. Probably take a mixer with me, and this can go straight on the box, ready for him to be fed tomorrow. Okay. So that's feed on board. That's pretty much everything apart from his tack and his ice boots that will go on tomorrow. But everything else I like to have ready the day before. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is what does Percy do the day before he's actually eventing. So Percy spends 90% of his day today out in the field, just having a relaxed day. I think it's really important not to work them very hard the day before an event. I do still always ride him the day before an event. It puts me in the right mindset. You know, it's nice that you've not had a little bit of a gap before you then ride tomorrow. And B, I do it to actually run through my dressage test. So today, this morning, I actually took him for a short dressage lesson with my trainer, Victoria Moore, just to run through the test and to see what we could work on sort of last minute. So that's what he's done this morning. Then he's been out in the field all day, and then we'll fetch him up and bath him later after we've walked the course, which I actually need to go and do. So let's go and walk the show jumping and the cross country course. Most places will let you walk the course the night before. I know in some instances the event has been 2 hours away from me, so I haven't walked it the night before. I would really recommend, if you can walk it the night before, do. It gives me a lot more confidence, a lot more time to process the course. I feel a lot more prepared. Obviously that's not always an option. I'm really lucky. Epworth is literally down the road for me, so me and Ellie are going to walk the course and then grab some fish and chips, and then I'm going to come home and bath Percy and get him all ready for tomorrow and plaited up. Don't judge my plaits. Anyway, let's go walk the course. So we are here at Epworth, just waiting for Ellie to arrive to walk the course. It's quite windy, so I might have to do a voiceover, but I will film each bit and show you what they look like. I'm just stood looking at the show jumping. So normally I'm like, oh, it's Epworth, it's fine, show jumping will be fine, because he's been over there all those jumps before and they've bought new jumps. So yeah, it looks like quite a big course actually today. They've used a lot more space than they normally do. So yeah, we're going to walk that as well, walk the cross country. I have had a quick little look on the cross country app and they all look quite nice. He's jumped half of them before, so we will see when we get out there what they look like and how everything's riding, walking, how it's walking, how it should be ridden. So yeah, I will film a few bits. Well, I'll show you the full course anyway, and tell you what's going through my brain as I walk it. But yeah, just waiting for Ellie, who should be here any minute, but Ellie be Ellie, that girl is never on time. So let's walk my first ever BE course. Firstly, to the start box. Loved these mushrooms, very cute from Epworth. Now, when I walk the course, I'm just trying to remember where to go at this stage. I'm not thinking time, to be honest. Like, at this point in my eventing career, as you like, this is all still very, very new to me. So yeah, walking the course, I'm not a technical course walker yet, guys. But anyway, this is fence 1, really nice little cute fence. I've jumped this before in the arena eventing, so that'll give me confidence. Up to 2, which is a lovely little house. Some horses can be a bit funny with like dark surfaces. Percy won't even notice. Again, really nice. Going to try and get our speed up on this part because I am trying to make time now. We've had a few slow runs of me just getting used to it, but we are going to go for it tomorrow. This bench was a little bit bigger, sort of getting up tight. And then number 4, she was a bit beefy. She was quite wide, and wide fences scare me for some reason over height. I don't know why. I think it's my lack of cross country sort of experience. And then this was the first combination: up this little ramp, jump the drop log, and then onto a house. I love having a drop jump to another jump quite quickly, because I will just stay on that line and it just gives me something to think about and focus on and look at. And then on to fence 6. This was the only one that I kind of went, ooh, like, she's big, she's beefy. It was actually really quite a wide fence. But anyway, on to 7. I cried over this fence in March when I walked a course when I was meant to do 70, but it looked absolutely fine today. So it shows how far we've come. And then it's a 90-degree turn to the second part of that combination, which is a really nice little arrowheady type, and then into the woods and to the water. Now, Epworth water is under shade. It's always a little bit spooky, but it's quite shallow, and I have been through it before, so I know we'll be fine. Just lots of leg at this point. If he trots through, that's fine. I don't mind him trotting through the water. And then over what is actually probably the nicest fence on the course, this little sheep feeder. I thought that was really nice. And then onto these triple pipes, which I have also jumped before, and then this beautiful log. We love a log, just love a log. That was really nice. And then onto the final combination, which is a 3-parter. So you've got this little raised log with a flower bed, which is really quite cute, or raised pipe, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a little step up. Again, this is going into the open field, so I've got to try and think about that and think about my line. And it's quite a cute little step. And then the final fence was basically the same as the third one. Then you've got a little bit of a gallop stretch here to the fence that I am the most excited about. This is a hay wagon. I have never jumped a hay wagon before. It did look quite scary when I walked it. You know, it's quite a big fence, and they've put a load of bales in front of it. But then after that, the fences are really nice through the woods. There was a tree directly in line, so I need to remember not to go into that. But these were some really nice little loop fences, and if we need to make speed through there, we can. And then this is the penultimate fence. Loved this. The only thing I was a little bit concerned about was the pampas grass blowing in the wind, but usually Percy doesn't look at things on course. And here we are to our final fence. Again, I'm in the middle. Beautiful. Thank you, Epworth, for not making me change my lines. And yeah, hopefully we'll be heading over that tomorrow. So course walk wise, really happy with the cross country. There's nothing in particular that I was like, oh, that might be an issue, or I don't like that. The show jumping, the fact they've got all new fences hit me. I was like, oh, I don't think I actually filmed it in the show jumping to show you guys, but basically it's a brand new course of fences. They're all very sparkly, they're all very brand new. So that is the only thing. Percy has been a little tricky, a little sticky with his show jumping recently. Ever since the grass has come through, he's just got a little bit spooky where he normally would never look and never think about dipping out or stopping. He has been a little bit less predictable to show jump recently. So that's my only thing. I have purposely not jumped him this week just because I think the more I've done with him, in a short space of time, he's kind of got a bit over-faced with jumping. So we've had a little break from our show jumping. We focused on our cross country this week, and he was super bold, super like in front of my leg for that. So I need to take that and put it into the show jumping tomorrow. So the plan is sit up, make sure I've got a really good connection in his mouth because he tends to dip out rather than stop. So I want to make sure that my left hand, because he always goes to the left, my left hand is on his neck, my right hand is open to say, we're going this way, keep that left leg on him, and just be there and support him. He's not one I have to kick and chase into a fence, but you just have to be like supporting him and making sure he's going in the right direction. So fingers crossed, all goes well. Obviously you never know what, I mean, he could be anything. Like sometimes he can be really forward, sometimes he can be a bit slow, sometimes he can be spooky, sometimes he can be not. I'm still getting to know him, he's still getting to know me, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. But it is a nice course. There are a few dodgy lines and a few like turn backs and things. Like, yeah, I've definitely ridden nicer courses at Epworth in terms of show jumping. But we are doing a BE tomorrow and it is our first BE, so I needed to expect it to be a little bit trickier. But yeah, excited about the dressage, really happy with that. Show jumping, we will see what happens. I'm just gonna ride positively and make sure I know my lines, make sure I'm putting him in the best position possible so that he does have the ability to take off where I need him to. And cross country looks like a really nice course. I just need to remember which jumps I'm jumping. Luckily at BE, they put big white flags over everything you're not meant to jump, because at Eland I did run literally the first jump I went over was not in my section and I didn't realise. So yeah, I've paid a lot of attention to the cross country course to walk today, and fingers crossed all goes well tomorrow. But yeah, let's get this pony clean. So now it's time to bath Percy. Normally, all I usually use is my amazing hippo shower, which honestly, you need one of these. It's amazing, so that he has a nice warm bath. Warm water makes all the difference for getting greys clean. So I normally use that, and then all I use is, I mean, it's very well loved, Wall's Diamond White Shampoo. This is actually empty, and I went to go buy some more and they didn't have any. So this is what I normally use, and I swear by this. Instead, today, we are using Car & Day & Martin Gallop Blue Shampoo, which I'm not gonna lie, slightly scared this might turn my horse blue. Hopefully it doesn't, because if anything, it needs to be pink tomorrow, not blue. And then because I was like scared of using a different one, I've got the Wall shampoo, but this is in Dirty Beastie, which is meant to like really deep clean the coat, and Percy at the moment is a Dirty Beastie. So those, and then these glove things, they're all just hanging here like weird hands. These are actually from B&M. Love these, best things ever. That's all I use. And then actually to dry them off, I've discovered some new B&M things. It's literally, I should be like sponsored by B&M. These are their dog towels, they're like microfiber towels. Best towels ever for drying them off. So yeah, that is what we use. I'm gonna go grab Purse and we will get him nice and clean and plaited up. So I'm really lucky with Percy. Most of the time he keeps himself really clean, like he's literally been out all week with no rug on, and this is how clean he is. I always start by washing his tail, because I think the longer you can leave their tail to soak with something on it, just gets it cleaner, and having a pure white grey, that tail is the bane of my life. Although he doesn't really have a yellow tail, I am really lucky. And here is the moment we discover whether I'm going to be dyeing it blue or not. I was so like scared of this shampoo. I thought, if I turn up tomorrow with a blue tail, what am I going to do? But we gave it a good scrub, worked it in really well, and I'm fingers crossed, hopefully this washes out. He has got a little bit of a bog brush tail at the top at the moment. I am the worst person in the world for turnout, like I'm not very good at it, so I have raked his tail, but it's not been done very well. So yeah, tail is always done first, scrub a dub, and then onto the body. So I start by doing like one side at a time, and I kind of do like the bum and back leg, then I do like the middle and front together, and I wet one side, then I soap it up, then I wet the other side of him, then I soap that up, and this is just the way I do it, and then I do his head last. Percy absolutely hates getting his ears wet, so he's really funny about his head. But yeah, this is how we bath Mr. Pig. And these gloves, honestly, from B&M, the best things ever, especially if you have a grey. I am no expert in bathing and turning out, as I said. Don't follow me for that. But these are just my little tips. Honestly, bathing Percy normally takes me like 10 minutes, because I don't enjoy the whole turnout process. But you know, gotta get him looking clean and get him presentable for his event tomorrow. once all the scrubbing's been done, it's then time to wash Percy off. And honestly, these hippo showers, the sprayers are so good. They're really, really powerful because we don't have the greatest water pressure around at the stables, but this gets him clean really quickly. And as you can see, he's not the biggest fan of shower time, but it has to be done, I'm afraid, Perce. As much as I hate plaiting, I also have to do that next. So next, I dry Percy off. I got this dry rug, such a bargain, from Decathlon. It was on offer for £40, and most of the dry rugs that I see on the market like £100 odd, and this does a fantastic job. Then I dry all of his legs off, which literally takes me forever, but it's so worth it because I will be turning them out pretty much straight away after this. And the key to keeping a grade clean is getting them dry before they go out and roll. And then once all that's done, it is time to plait up. What you are about to witness is possibly some of the worst plaiting. Why are you so weird? Yeah, what you are about to witness is possibly some of the worst plaiting you may ever see in your life. I apologise, but I'm bad at it. So, now that we can all accept that and move on, and I'm already chucking a gazillion plait bands everywhere, let us begin. I've got plait wax, plait gel, anything, in the hope of making it better. I'm not touching your ears. So, I'm not going to lie, there is literally no point me actually showing you how I plait because I would not recommend anyone plaits how I plait. Yeah, so poor Percy, he puts up with so much. But yeah, so that's basically him all ready for tomorrow. I am going to be vlogging the full experience of my first BE. Now that we've kind of got into eventing a bit more, I'm finding it easier to actually vlog the day, whereas before I had like a million and one things to handle. So sorry it's taken me a little while to get into the actual vlogging and eventing, but kind of getting used to this eventing thing. But yeah, all prepared for tomorrow. So once Percy is all plaited up, he can go out and we'll see if we pass the roll test or whether he's going to be having to be bathed again tomorrow. Don't do it again. Oh, says I will. So that's Percy turned out. He always spends the night in the field before an event. And join us for our next video when I take on my first BE event. Be sure to subscribe to follow our journey, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye guys!